Hello, it's your girl Ayana Peterson, Thrifting Diva, and I have missed my crew. And so tonight we are right back to Sunday dinner that we're going to prep for dinner tonight and tomorrow. And we're doing, of course, high protein because your girl is getting in shape. And the one thing that's been working amazingly well is being able to eat high protein, kind of low calorie meals in a calorie deficit and still lose weight and not muscle mass. And so, even with the going to the gym 5 days a week, I am attributing the quick weight loss that I'm having to this type of eating, which I'm going to call a lifestyle, not a diet. And although I talk about all great luxe things on a budget on this channel, I want to incorporate the eating as well. So tonight, we are definitely going to put together a great quick dinner that one I can have for dinner tonight and then for lunch tomorrow. So definitely stick around if this is something that interests you. Bonnie, thank you so much. I've missed you guys, so I am back. Had a couple of days off, but we're back. And so tonight I'm going to try to do something I haven't cooked in on the channel in a while. And if you don't eat this particular type of protein, you can substitute this with something else. And so tonight what we're cooking is I'm going to do pork, some pork chops in a caper sauce. And then I'm going to put that on a bed of mashed sweet potatoes and then maybe a quick side salad. I was thinking of actually doing some lentils as well. So we'll see how we'll see what we have because I got to move quickly. Catherine, thank you so much. Oh, hot pink shorts showing off your girl. It is. I am so excited. The weight is moving and I'm giving most of the credit, honestly, to the diet and to what I've been eating and these high protein. So I am feeling energized. I'm feeling excited. We're going into another week where I'm ready to hit the gym, but I'm also going into another week of being able to prepare some amazing foods. I was talking to a couple of people this weekend who are like, hey, any tips on what I can do about, what I eat and things like that because they feel like they're running out of ideas. And I'm like, well, you got to be tuning in to the Thrifting Diva channel because I'm giving you guys ideas upon ideas upon ideas on how we can eat some good food without feeling like one, we're on a diet, without feeling like we are starving ourselves, and definitely without feeling like we have to eat the same thing over and over again. And so I might have the same things within, but trust me, I am doing different things with it. So I'm going to be using sweet potatoes today. And you know how I love sweet potatoes, but every time I've come on here, I've done it in a different way for you. So sit back, relax. We're about to start cooking. Okay. Um, yes, it's been a couple of days. It has definitely been a couple of days, but I'm back. I'm going to start doing like videotaping some um, videotaping some episodes as well as going live. So before this, I did a videotape and taped a cooking of garlic filet mignon steak bites, and that was on a bed of hummus with cucumber salad. So I've already done that, and that's already prepped and ready to go. So if you are interested in that, I am going to upload that video by tomorrow so you can watch that video as well. But I wanted to go live because I miss my team, I miss my community here. And so we're going to go ahead and get ready for dinner tonight. So we're going to start with seasoning up the pork. And now, as I said, I haven't done pork since I was wondering, I was like, what protein can I have tonight? And pork was one of those that I have not done on the show yet. So I figured we can get that going. And so I just got some pork chops. And this is going to be the boneless pork chops that I got from the supermarket. Okay. And so I'm just going to get my cutting board out and my knife. I'm not going to need the knife actually for this portion of it because these are already cut exactly how we need it. And so what I'm going to do with this Oh, I thought these were boneless. Oh, well, they have a little piece of bone in it, but that's fine. I probably can cut them out because as you can see, a little piece there. Nothing major. It's not like a big piece there, but that's fine. We're going to get these seasoned up nicely, and then we're going to put them in the cast iron. And I think I'm going to make, as I said, a caper sauce with it. So I haven't made anything with capers with you guys on this show so far, so I'm excited about that. And then we are going to do some um, and then we're going to do some, what are we going to do? We are going to do some sweet potatoes. So let me actually grab the sweet potatoes now. Okay, let me grab the sweet potatoes. Went to the supermarket right before this, so I have nothing prepped in advance. But you guys know how we do on this show, right? It's about being able to show you this is how people do it at their own homes. There's no magical station that have everything or done for me. So let me, since I have the pork out, I'm gonna just rinse these and so we can get these drying, and then we'll go ahead and cut the potatoes up a little bit and put it in a pot. I am going to boil the potatoes this time so we can make sweet potato mash, and we're going to get that going. But I just want to cut, look how big they are. So I'm going to cut them down a little bit so they can boil quickly. And I'm going to leave the skin on, and hopefully they'll be like regular potato where I can just, it'll be easier to get the skin off once they're boiled. Let me know in the comments if I have the absolutely wrong impression of how that works. Because I normally, in general, normally peel them and then boil them. This will be my first time doing it this way, but that's how you learn, and this is what being in the kitchen is about, learning these things. And what you see me doing is just, I like to kind of get some of the excess moisture off of my meats and stuff. I don't like when they are doing that. So tonight we're doing a pork chop in a caper sauce. I'm still trying to figure out in my head how that's going to come together, but I know I want capers. I know I want pork. So we'll make it happen. But in the meanwhile, I'll get another board so I could cut these up, and let me get a pot of water going so that we can get our mashed potatoes going. And in this case, we're using sweet potatoes. I'm going to tell you over and over and over again, if you are looking to lose weight and you are counting your calories, then and the carbs, then you should absolutely be using sweet potatoes. You should absolutely be doing sweet potatoes. Okay. So I'm just cutting these, and I'm cutting them up so I can obviously. Ooh, my pot went over. So you should be using sweet potatoes because this is what you call a complex carb. It's going to keep you full longer than if you're using, your regular russet potatoes. Okay. And so I actually like these better anyway. I like the little sweetness they have in it. It's not too sweet. So for me, it's a win-win every single time. But I know for some people, it will be something that you'll have to get used to, because for a lot of people, this is not something that, sweet potatoes is like the time they use it is around Thanksgiving. And so I'm going to season my water a little bit. What I'm doing is adding, putting on a pot of water here. Like the same like if you were going to boil to make your regular mashed potatoes. I'm going to season it a little bit with a little bit of salt. And this is what I normally do anyway for, like, if I'm making pasta or something like that. I season the water at that time. So I'm going to put these in there. You don't need to see that, but all I'm doing is putting these in a big pot of water, like if you were making um, regular mashed potatoes. The skin is still on because I figured, you know what, I'm being a little lazy tonight. It's Sunday. That's my laziest days for cooking. I figured when I get these, when they're nice and soft, the skin will just slide off. Hopefully that is the case. But I'm going to do that, put these in here and have this going in the meanwhile. Okay. And so that is what we're going to have as our carb, our main, where the protein is going to be nestled into. So what we have here now is our pork chop. Okay. I was hoping that I was getting the pork chop that is completely bone free, and I probably could take these bones out. It's not going to be much. And so probably what I would do is do that. Let me go ahead and take, it's just they are like tiny, tiny pieces of bone. I thought for some reason, and I asked, hey, is this boneless? Yes, 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 but let's get the bone out where we can. If they're just right there at the edge, I don't want to waste the meat to get this bone, but this knife is the perfect knife to do all of this. It's like surgical. And if you've been following me, you know that I've got this knife in Japan recently, and it's been such a beautiful thing to cook with. And now I understand why, chefs have their own knives and their own, and they take pride in that because one, it definitely helps with the cooking, making things go quicker. So now I'm going to get this seasoned up. And remember, I'm also going to be putting this in a caper sauce. So I don't want to do too much, but we're going to get this nice and seasoned because we're going to have this sizzling on the cast iron skillet. And the point with this is that we are going to make a caper sauce with this that's going to go on top of it. How I'm going to make that, I don't know. So this is a situation we're going to do while we are together. We're going to make it come together. Okay. Let me go back into the questions. And if I missed any, I am sorry. Okay. Girl Dad, thank you so much for joining. Cook that. She got the yams. Sweet potatoes, great for breakfast. Just eggs and pulp in a waffle maker, easy to freeze back. Oh, that's a great one, Catherine. I really appreciate that. Damien, you're really not that late. I've only been on for about 10 minutes. The bone broth is bonus. I do have some bone broth here. I don't know why I bought it. I think I was just going to make something with it. Maybe I will use a little bit of bone broth to make the sauce. But the sauce is still in my head. Right now, let's kind of get this nice and ready for a good pan sear. And of course, we're always going to start a little bit with some of my favorite stuff. I'm going to go lightly, a little bit of olive oil. Don't go too much. And I'm just going to get it into here. As I said, not too much. And I'm going to do one side first, and then we'll flip it and make sure the other side is done. And so your seasonings are what's going to carry the day, okay? You guys know me already. We're always going to start with a layer of garlic powder and onion. It is just part of the lifestyle. I am from the Caribbean, and seasoning your food it is a must. It is something that people absolutely must do unless you don't want people eating your food. And so it's a thing. Like it should be studied how we do the seasoning there, because that is something that we are like, listen, you can't go to somebody's house and their food is not seasoned. I'm going to go with this flavor mate. And the reason why I'm going to use this one is because I am going to use some lemon in my caper sauce. And so why not? This one has a little bit of lemon. It's salt free. And if you want to take a screenshot of these, I do like how these come out because it's the granular, like this, the flavoring is not just like a crushed powder, you know? So there's like, you almost taste the flavoring on this. And so I like this one, as I said, because it has that lemon in there. And so since we're already going to be using a lemon in the caper sauce, why not add it to there? And then let me get some green herbs and let's go with some thyme. Thyme is going to go great with your caper sauce. So I'm going to go with thyme for this one. And so I just have some dry thyme. And I'm not doing, you know, the fresh thyme. I'm going to do, because I do have some fresh thyme in there, but I'm going to go with dry rub on this to get this going. And I'm going to build up this. I'm just going to build up the seasonings and stuff like that. I'm going to have some black pepper, of course. And I'm not going to be stingy with it. I want to make sure that we get the seasonings all in here. So we're going to have black pepper. I'm going to leave the salt for last. Is there anything that I am missing? And you know, this is where you just go to your pantry and you just kind of look around, see what you have, and see what's, you know, what's the flavoring that we're trying to build. And I think we should be okay with what we have right now, to be honest with you, because the sauce is going to also give us some that other flavor. So here's my salt. So Damien, we are cooking tonight. We're going to do some lamb chops with lamb chops with a caper sauce. I'm thinking maybe some wine caper sauce or some lemon bone broth. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do the sauce. All I know is I'm going to be using the capers. Love, love, love some capers. And then we're going to put that on a bed of sweet potato mash and maybe a little salad, a tomato salad on the side. I have some tomatoes that I definitely need to use out quickly. And so that may be it. Okay, so I'm just going to bring you guys closer. When I say season, that's what we're talking about, okay? Now, all of these things can be done in advance, you know, but you guys know me. I'm figuring out dinner on the spot. So a lot of times I don't have the luxury of, you know, seasoning and doing all of that stuff the night before, even a few hours before. But that's okay. This is what home cooking is about, right? You come home or you get the idea of what you want to eat on the way home, with, you know, so you don't always have that opportunity to go ahead and put things in marinade. But if you're watching me and you like what you're seeing, this is a good time for you to kind of think through the week and be like, okay, I want to do that, so I'm going to do it in advance. I'm not sure what Zena is, who she's yelling at. Maybe the Amazon truck. But who else's dog is, you know, is an um, internal doorbell? Because Zena will start barking before someone thinks they're coming into the driveway. And she's always 100% correct. All right, so the next side, we're just going to go over and do what we did on the other side, right? We don't do one side flavoring. I've seen that before, and I'm like, this is weird that you're only seasoning one side of the meat. It's weird to me, but you know, to each their own. I'm just saying that I promise you this will taste better if you do it this way. Not saying they're wrong, but saying they are wrong in the nicest, best possible way. Okay, remember we're going to go in with this blend. It's salt free, so I don't mind using a lot of it. And I like you season your food with these things and you won't have to add a lot of sauces and stuff like that. Although this one, we're going to make a little sauce to go with it, only because I want to use these capers and, get that out of the way. And so we're getting in there. This is the black pepper. And then the last thing is the thyme and then the salt. And then we're good. And then we're good. And so I'm going to cook all of this now because the sweet potato is going to take probably the longest to cook. So I might as well go ahead and get this going. Okay. Remember, we're trying to do high protein at every given junction. I was thinking of doing some lentils, but with this, but I don't know if I have the energy or time to get it done in an hour. So this is what we have. And I'm just going to clean up some of this here so that we can move on to the next thing. Okay. All right. What questions do we have for me? Pinch of citric acid. The meat looks good. Thank you. I love to hear that. How much lamb? It's pork. So this is about each piece. They're kind of thin, so I could see myself having 2 pieces. Your boy Coco, thank you so much for joining. All right, we are going to shift spaces, and I'm going to bring you closer so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to use a cast iron pot tonight, just because I want to get that